Hello, everybody. This is the video for week 8. Today is Tuesday, the October 11th. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little after that. It's your 2-week video. So just a couple points about what's just happened, at least what we've done in class. You guys just went through exam 1, which covered chapters 2 and 3, right? Chapters 2 and 3 were just learning how to take a derivative, right? So at this point, right, for the most part, barring throwing the kitchen sink at you, right, whatever function I can give you, right, you should have an idea sort of how to take a derivative for a function, right? That's what chapter 2 and chapter 3 were for, right? Chapter 4 is now using that idea, using all of those shortcuts, all of that theory for how to take a derivative. We're going to actually apply it to certain things, okay? So chapter 4 is actually applications of the derivative, just flat out applications, okay? Which means that in that section, in that chapter, there's going to be a lot more physical, real-world problems. So a lot more physics, right? And unfortunately, for those of you that hate word problems, it's going to be a lot more word problems. I like to see that the calculus is going to get easier, right? But the word problems themselves will get a little harder, okay? So that's what we're going to go into in chapter 4. That's at least in content. I think this week is the first section that you guys are going to be turning in for chapter 4. So it's chapter 4.1 and 4.2. I'll get into 4.1 a little bit in a bit at the very end of the video here. Section 4.1 has to deal with related rates, and section 4.2, sorry, has to do with linear approximations. All that stuff, like I said, is applications of the, taking the derivative, essentially, okay? In terms of grading, I've been leaving comments on all of your lecture questions. I believe I have lecture questions, I believe up to 3.6 or 3.7 done in terms of grading. So go back, visit, see what I wrote there. And same thing with the quick checks. I've been grabbing all of your guys' work and choosing selected problems like from everybody that turned in something, so I can put it in our course notes so that people can refer to them later. Okay. So not only, check the video, check your lecture question comments, right? But check the quick checks, right? And I usually try to put in some comments there. Sometimes there's a step that's missing, which is correct. Like the result is correct, but the math in between is missing a little bit. So just make sure you fill that in. I try to point out, spots of difficulty that are like really difficult algebraically. You guys are, I usually tell my calculus students that usually your calculus is okay. What really messes up is your algebra or your arithmetic is what messes up. So whenever I see spots of trouble, right, historically, I try to point those out and try to make a note of it in the quick checks, okay? And then lastly, I'm in the Math Tutoring Center. I think I've repeated that a bunch of times already. I try, and this is the thing that's very difficult for me. Since I'm in person in the Math Tutoring Center for the office hours, sometimes my attention gets taken away and I can't open up my Zoom quick enough. A fair amount of you have sort of picked that up and have started to come to the Math Tutoring Center in person and try to find me, and that's great. Just, keep that in mind. No matter what, though, I do have Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., where I'm online and, doing concerted work for you guys. So you guys should be able to pop into my Zoom and talk to me if you need to. Okay. Like I said just now before, I think I have up to section 3.6, 3.7, I believe, graded. So if you've turned those in, great. If not, I'd suggest just skipping it. You can still do it, but I've already assigned a grade to it. Just move on. If you haven't done the sections that 3.8, 3.9, 4.1 today, then I highly suggest you turn those in, because that's the next thing on my radar. Okay. That goes in terms of the exam. I will be grading the exam over this weekend. So keep an eye on the exam score. I'm going to I'll be much more detailed with my comments for the exam. And I guess this is something that happened, I believe it was last week. People tried to go into Chapter 4, and it was still locked. So I went ahead and unlocked it, obviously. And I added 5 late passes to everybody so that you guys can get through those assignments that were locked away, okay? And on a sort of semi-related note for what's due today. Today, you guys are turning in stuff for Section 4.1. There are, and you can talk to any calculus student that has gone through Calc 1. There are 2 points of trauma, to put it mildly, for any calculus student. And those two sections are, number 1, implicit differentiation, and number 2, related rates. I've gotten, a good handful of students that have asked me, can you help me out on this? Is there anything I can do to make it better? Is there anything I can do to help myself and the answer is experience. Experience. Do them. Do tons of them. Okay. For that point, related rates is a little bit more, it's a little bit more accessible to find problems that are nice, that make more sense. So, for Section 4.1, I have scoured YouTube and found a couple videos that work out related rates problems to the clarity that I would want you guys to understand them to. Okay, so go to the notes, visit those videos, watch them, rewatch them, watch them over again, find related problems, try those out. For related rates, experience, lots and lots of experience. That's why Calc 1 students hate them. Yeah. Okay. Besides that, I'm always on my email. I'm on campus. You guys know where to find me. Please look at the my weekly schedule. I don't deter too far away from that, so just keep that in mind. And I shall see you guys around.